So we have quad reduction here. Now before I start, just remember 0 would be represented as 0 0 in binary, 1 would be represented as 0 1 in binary, 2 is a decimal number, it would be represented as 1 0, and 3 would be represented as 1 1. Fine. This is an SOP expression. Your 0 would always be represented by a bar, and 1 would be a normal variable. So 0 you have a naught, and 1 would be a. I've just assumed it's variable a. Now what I've done here, 0 1 3 2, and header also 0 1 3 2. It's a 4 variable K map. As you can see, my A B are representing row header, and C D are the variables representing my column header. Fine. So wherever, now how do you write 0 in binary? As I told you here, 0 would be represented as 0 0, 1 would be represented as 0 1, 3 would be represented as 1 1, 2 would be represented as 1 0. Here again 0 1 3 2 the same order. You have to learn this. This is the same order. I mean, would be followed in every K map. So 0 would be represented as 0 0, 1 would be represented as 0 1, 3 1 1, 2 1 0. Now wherever you have 0 0 here, you will be placing a naught. So you have 0 0, C naught, D naught. Why C naught, D naught? Because I told you C variable, C and D variable are representing your column header. Then you have C naught, D naught, then you have 0 1. Your 0 would be represented by C naught, and D would be representing 1. Then you have 1 1 CD, then you have 1 0 C D naught. Fine, same goes here. You have 0 0 A naught B naught, you have 0 1 A naught B, 1 1 A B, 1 0 A B naught. Okay. Now the cell's address have been filled with some numbers 0 1 3 2, that is a numeric address, 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. These are the cell address. Now you can see there's some ones placed here. Okay, excuse me. So you have 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So these cells are filled with ones and rest are blank. Now this is a quad reduction, so you will be forming 4 ones together. So if you look here, I've already encircled the entire row. These are 4 ones together. So this is your quad 1, and there's 1 1 1 1. So you can see here, this has also been encircled. This is your quad 2. Now let's solve this expression here. Quad 1, M0, M1, M3, M2. Now M0, the cell address M0, M1, M3, M2. Can you see the M3, 2, M, okay, M2, M3, M1, M0. So these are your quad 1. Now what are the rows representing your quad 1? The entire ones are there in this row, A naught, B naught only. So the row representing here is A naught, B naught. Column representing. Now what are the columns representing this entire quad? So there are 4 columns here. So you write here C naught, D naught, that's the first row. Then you have C naught D plus C naught D. Then you have CD, the third one, plus CD, and the last you have plus CD naught. Okay. Now what you have to look for, opposite variables. So you have C naught and C, that will cancel each other. Then D naught and D would cancel each other. Okay. This was C naught D. Sorry, this was C naught D. This C naught would be cancelling this, and this C naught would be cancelling this C. Then this D naught would be cancelling this D, and this D naught would cancel this D. Okay, so you have to look, all the variables gets cancelled here. Fine. So you are left with 1. So here, what's the reduced term for quad 1? The reduced term would be A naught, B naught, 1. Okay, excuse me. Then you have quad 2. Quad 2 has been represented by M4, M5, M12, M13. So you have M4, M5, M12, M13. That's a cell address, numeric address. Now, what is your row representing? There are 2 rows. Now this quad has been expanded to 2 rows, A naught, B. So I'll write here A naught, B. And what is the second? A plus A, B. So here your A naught and A gets cancelled. So A and A naught gets cancelled. Now your B is common, so you write here B only. Okay. Now columns representing. Now what are the columns representing these two? This entire quad. So it's actually spread across 2 columns only. The first one is C naught, D naught. So I'll write here C naught, D naught plus, what's the second one? C naught, D. So plus C naught, D. Now here, is there anything getting cancelled here? You have D naught and D, which is getting cancelled. So you just write here D naught and D gets cancelled. You're left with C naught because C naught is common, so you write as C naught. What's the reduced term for this entire expression? You have got B C naught. Okay, so you have two expression here, A naught B naught 1 and B C. Now what's the reduced expression? That means what is, you will combine the both the expressions, reduced terms of quad 1 and quad 2. So you get here A naught B naught plus B C naught.